Where does money come from? This seems an important question that not enough people can answer. I sought an answer to this question and was surprised at what I found. I hope it's as surprising to you as it was to me. The reason money came into existence was because there was a need for a medium of exchange. Originally, barter or swapping was the only means by which people could exchange goods, but that wasn't always very convenient. Until, that is, money was introduced. Money is just an object that's widely accepted as payment for goods or services. So with money, any trade becomes easy. Money started out as gold. Trouble was, when entrepreneurs made it big, they'd have an awful lot of gold on them, making them very easy prey for thieves. This gave birth to banking. Someone came up with the bright idea of providing a storage service for people's gold, a bank. They would take a small fee for holding it safely and give the depositor a receipt. After a while, the banker discovered that to avoid having to come back to the bank for their gold, people had begun to trade the receipts. So the banker was left with a large amount of gold in his vault at all times. This gave him an idea that's come to shape the world we live in today. He realized he could lend people the gold in his vault at interest, effectively gambling that his customers, the real owners of the gold, would not all come back for it at the same time. Because these receipts were by then so widely used, people started taking out the loans in the form of the receipts. So now the banker was able to simply create money, that is, receipts, out of paper with no restriction and collect all the interest. By the time the swindle was discovered by the general public, the success and expansion of trade was far too dependent on banks for governments to allow them to fail. So whenever they got into trouble, banks were bailed out and the loan system was retained but regulated. The rough agreement is that banks can loan out about 9 times as much money as they actually have. So that's the basic answer to my question. Money is created out of thin air by the commercial banks in the form of loans as debt, and they're still too big to fail. Is it just me, or is that not worrying?